Oh, let me hit record, listen. I am now, and I got a lot of videos that I haven't uploaded on the portal yet from the cooking sessions. I'm going to try to catch up on this Wednesday. I mean, this Wednesday weekend, if I can. Yeah, the older that we get, it's kind of would. Yes, Sheffy. Nope, that's correct. Who else? Natalie? Rebecca was here. She's there. She's logged in. She was logged in at the beginning. Rhodes. Told you. It's okay. What about Natalie? Natalie in the house? Okay. So Garrett, Joseph, and Cameron, right? Okay. Potatoes are going now. Easy does it. They're in the water. My oven is preheating. I'm going to cut my veggies now. I do have my cookie tray here that I'm going to use for my veggies. Okay. And you can utilize the vinaigrette to season your veggies. I'm just going to toss them and plain in oil. Okay. Use oil and salt. Yes, so that's good. Just make sure you cut them in small pieces, bite size. The bigger they are, the longer they're going to take to roast. Your other veggies are going to get cooked faster than those two, okay? Okay. Like I said, it's up to you. I'm not going to tell you how to cut them. I kind of just give you some pointers and ideas yesterday. But it all depends on how you're going to present your plate today, okay? So this is your time to be creative with your food. My dog loves carrots. Every time he hears me peel carrots and cut them and slice them, he's always right next to me, look great for his treat. So I got carrot slice, I got zucchini slice, I got my yellow squash slice. Now my bell pepper, I'm only gonna do a couple. I'm gonna cut these triangles instead. Okay. And a couple of pearl onions in half. Maybe. Mushrooms in quarter. There you go. So those are my veggies. Okay. And we got a bowl. I don't have any vinaigrette. Put my, hold on, before I put them in my bowl, I'm gonna add some oil on my bowl. Okay. So my veggies are cut on my table. I'm only adding about maybe less than a quarter of a cup of oil on my bowl. Okay. Because I'm gonna season them. I am going to hit them with a little bit of salt. Salt. I'm not going to use pepper. Don't get me wrong, I'm not anti-pepper, but pepper tends to be spicy. I am going to use a little bit of lemon pepper. Mrs. Dash, where's Dash? Here you go. Mrs. Dash, and I do have some of the herbs from the other day. So I'm going to use some of the fresh herbs to season my veggies. Fresh herbs if you have them. I do have some fresh thyme. I do got a little bit of basil, okay? Because the oregano. Yeah, so what I'm doing it right now, seasoning my oil, and then I'm going to hit it with some fresh herbs, and I'm going to toss each veggies at a time so they can properly get coated with the herbs and seasonings. I am not going to toss them all at the same time because you're not going to get it nice and coated all evenly with the flavorings and the herbs, okay? So here's my basil, and I'm going to chiffonade it. I'm layering my leaves. Just like if I was rolling a cigar, quote and unquote, ish. No, I don't. Ooh, I would like to have one just for, you know, just to have one, but I don't smoke. Never did. That was not my cup of tea. So my basil chiffonade, I'm adding to my oil. Yeah, smoke was not my cup of tea. Never did. Cigars, ganja, joints, weed, grass, any of that stuff. Blunts, doobies, primos. Primos, Cocoa Puffs. Nowadays it's all flavored. You got Purple Haze, you got Granddaddy, Trainwreck, Dirty Girl, all kinds of different things. Right? See? Back in the days, you didn't have all that. Yep. Nope. We just had red hair. We just had red hair and skunk. That's it. Red hair and skunk. That's all we had. Yes, guy was coming from Mexico, and that was it. Right? Hashish. Yep. We call those primos when you grab your cigarette and dip it in acid. Primos in the old school day, Cocoa Puffs. You take your joint. You take your joint before you wrap it. Put your weed on it. Sprinkle in some cocaine. Wrap it and then smoke it. That's what? Yeah, that's we call those Cocoa Puffs in the days. That's Cocoa Puffs, guys. That's back in the days. Yes, so right here. See my bowl of oil, my herbs, my salt, my Mrs. Dash. Okay. Yes, guys. So I'm not advocating drugs. You know, growing up in the 70s and 80s, all this stuff was around me every single day because I'm from the hood. So fortunate and God bless, you know, bless me in this life that I was able to keep straight away from all those bad habits. And here I am. I still remember a lot of memories from when I was the age of 4 years old. Okay? So I always said no to drugs. I was around it. Had a bad influence around me, but I never fell into the category. I was just all I know because, you know, people that I was in the hood. Anyways, sidetrack. Here's my bowl of oil, my fresh herbs, oregano, thyme, basil, Mrs. Dash, salt, and whatchamacallit, lemon pepper. That's what I got in my bowl. Okay, right here. Okay, now I'm gonna drop my zucchinis in first. Okay, in this mixture. Okay, I'm gonna give them a nice little toss to coat them evenly in those seasonings. Okay, coat them evenly. And I'm gonna lay them nice and flat on my cookie sheet tray right here. Okay, side by side. Okay. So I'm kind of like that, okay? I don't just toss things. I want to make sure they're strategically placed, okay? Drop my zucchini, okay? Here you go, one more piece of zucchini, okay? Now my yellow squash next to it, okay? Working in the industry, guys, you tend to fall into the grabbing those habits of whenever you cook, you organize, you layer, and you shingle, and everything's got to be uniform. Especially in banquets, it's very important to keep everything uniform because you keep track of how many items you got, and I will tell you guys how and why I'm placing them like this right now, okay? If I was working banquets, okay? So I got my zucchini first, my carrots, okay? Now I'm gonna go with my bell peppers, toss in my bowl, same thing, okay? Nicely coated. I'm watching my potatoes, okay? I'm probably not done yet. I'm gonna check them once I pop in these veggies in the oven, okay? My mushrooms. My pearl onions. There we go, okay? Pearl onions. See, my marinade is almost gone. I got a little bit left, and I'm gonna use that maybe to drizzle it on my veggies when they come out on the plate, okay? So I'm gonna set that bowl to the side and wash my hand from all this oil. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and put this sheet tray up on the camera so you can see how I have my veggies arranged, okay? See that, how beautiful they look on my sheet tray? There's a reason we do, there's a reason we do the things we do. And Chef Alan knows it. In banquets, large banquet facilities, if this was a sheet tray of pure zucchinis, okay? I will line them like that. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? And I will do 1, 2, 3, 4, another camera. The camera that's facing on my stovetop. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row vertically, and I could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 horizontal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 6 is 35 pieces. Okay, numbers are very important. If I'm doing a banquet of 100 people and each plate gets 3 slices of zucchini, I got 35 here. So I take 100 divided by 35. That's how many cookie trays I need to govern the 100. Okay. So again, it's simple math, simple multiplication and division. And that's why, you know, again, this is the reason why. This way. This way. That way. That way. All right. So I'm gonna grab my iPad camera so you can see better, okay? See it? So again, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row. So 5 times 6 is 35. If each plate gets 3 pieces, right? I got a banquet of 100, so I got the banquet of 100 divided by 35. That's how many cookie trays I need, all of them on the same size and same number. 35 by sheet tray, okay? Numbers. And that's fine. I'm probably gonna have a little more than I need, but that's okay because they're gonna get roasted. They're gonna tend to wilt a little bit. Let's go. Now my veggies are going in my oven, okay? They're being roasted right now, okay? I'm gonna check my potatoes right now. Go ahead. I got mine at 375 because I want them the nice charred look into them, okay? My potatoes. It all depends because you got some carrots, you got zucchinis, you got different veggies that are going to cook at different times. So I pop them in at 10, 20, 10, 30. I'm going to check them in about 10 minutes, see how they are. Okay. My potatoes, I'm testing it with my thermometer. They're almost there. Not there yet. I'm going to put them back. Okay. So I am going to remove these veggies and herbs on my table. I'm done with them right now. Next, okay, I'm going to start preheating my oil. Okay, I got my little pot of oil. Okay, I'm going to start preheating it. It is too small. My Kenny thermometer is not going to fit in there, but I was able to buy this thermometer at Amazon for like 10 bucks. Okay, right here. You open it, you remove the stem, and it turns on automatically. It is long, it's got a handle. It can go up to, I think, 58 degrees, minus 58 to 572 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's perfect for the oil, okay? Amazon. It's called Amagarm thermometer. It's like 10, 15 bucks, okay? And it fits in your pocket. It's like a little blade knife, okay? And again, I open it. I remove the probe stick, and it turns on, okay? And it's perfect for this oil, okay? It's like a little pocket knife, okay? So I'm heating up my oil. I'm going to clean my table from these herbs that I just chopped, okay? So I got three things going on right now, okay? Multitask. I got my veggies already cut, seasoned in my oven. My potatoes are almost done. I got my oil heating up, okay? I'm not going to start my chicken yet until I get my potatoes out of the way, okay? So with my potatoes, while they're almost done, I am going to start heating up a little bit of heavy cream and butter on my pan to get it nice and hot so I can add it to my mashed potatoes. Maybe like about a tablespoon or so of heavy cream, okay? And about maybe an ounce of butter. And I'm not going to use all of it, because remember, like when we make potato puree, I'm going to make sure that my potatoes are not loose, they're nice and smooth, like Play-Doh, okay? Because I am going to pipe them, give them the height to my plate presentation, okay? So when my potatoes are done, I'm going to remove that pot from the stovetop. I'm going to drain them, and then I'm going to use the same burner to melt my butter and warm up my heavy cream, okay? I'm checking my potato. I'm squeezing in my tongues, okay? Almost there. Yes, sir. As soon as you fry it, send pictures of your fried chicken, okay? So I'm going to give my potatoes another few minutes before I take them out and strain it. In the meantime, my oil right now, okay, let me see if I can put the camera, there you go, okay, on my stovetop. I'm going to check the thermometer of my oil, the temperature of my oil. I like this thermometer because it's long and it's not that small, that short, so I don't get to burn my hand. My oil is sitting about 230 degrees right now. Okay, so it's got a little bit more to go. Okay, once it reaches 300 degrees, I'm gonna drop the heat to medium because right now it's on high, and I'm gonna check the oil periodically. If it reaches 340, I'm gonna drop the oil to, I'm gonna drop that heat to very, very low. Okay, because when it reaches 340, it's gonna go up to 380, 400 in a matter of a split second, blink of an eye. Okay. I'm missing my potatoes. My potatoes are done. Turn off my heat. Remove my pot of potatoes. In the same burner that is hot, I'm going to put my butter and my heavy cream. Let that residual heat from the burner heat up my butter, my heavy cream, and then melt my butter. Okay. So I got my pot here for my potatoes. Okay. Okay. Here's my little thingy, so my cutting board doesn't get melted. Okay. Potatoes have been strained. Okay. Where's my food meal? Here is my food meal. Okay. I'm going to pass it through my food meal real quick. Okay. You have what is called I think a ricer, Mr. Jeffrey. You said, Paula, you guys have a ricer, which is good. Okay. Either way, if you got parchment paper. Sometimes foil will tear, and the reason I do the aluminum foil or parchment paper, because I don't want to be sitting there scrubbing my cookie tray from the burnt or the caked in food from the veggies. Not lazy, just working smart. Okay. Pan gravy is basically your veloute. Okay. You can hold it the one in the portal, like I said, I'm going to do veloute on mine. But once it's done, I'm going to hit it with a little bit of heavy cream to make it nice and creamy. Okay. Yes, ma'am, that's it. Okay. My potatoes have been passed through my food mill. Okay. Okay. There we go. I'm going to check my oil again. Right now it's sitting at 300. Oh yeah, I'm going to turn my heat off. It's about 340 degrees. Okay. My oil is sitting at 300, about 60 degrees. See how fast I went? I just checked it and it was about 280, right? Now it's 260 degrees. So I'm going to shut it off, okay? So here my potatoes already passed through my food mill. I'm going to season it with a little bit of salt, okay? There you go, a little bit of salt. My butter is slowly melting with the heavy cream from the residual heat from the burner that I placed it on where I have my heavy cream, my potatoes, okay? And that's all I want, okay? Nice and warm butter and heavy cream. Oh, this camera keep me out again. All right. So here we go. Okay. Heavy cream and butter is nicely melted. Okay. I didn't have to turn my stove on because there was a lot of heat from the potatoes. Okay. I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna add half of that to my mashed potatoes, and I'm gonna whip them a little bit with my rubber spatula. Okay. Again, I want them nice and firm. I don't want them loose. Okay. There we go. I'm going to add the rest of this heavy cream and butter melted, okay, to my mashed potatoes. Boom, okay. My mashed potatoes are done, okay? I'm gonna give them a taste, make sure they're nice and smooth and buttery and salty from the heavy cream. Right on point. So with these mashed potatoes, I am going to do the same thing I did with the potato puree. I'm gonna grab my saran wrap. Remember the pastry bag tip that I showed you guys? Potato puree, the potato bomb. I don't want to dirty my bag, so again, I want to work smart, not hard. Okay. Yep. folding my saran wrap and the potatoes. Okay. I don't want it oozing out. There we go. My mashed potatoes are in my little pocket of saran wrap. I'm gonna grab my pastry bag, pop them in there, and then hold them aside. Okay, I'm gonna put them somewhere close to my stovetop. Not in direct heat because I don't want my pastry bag to burn, but just to keep it nice and warm, okay? Boom. Potato bomb. Bombs away. There we go. Okay. Set. Here we go, right next to my chicken stock. All right, guys. Where you guys are at? Are you guys rolling, rocking and rolling? All right. All right, so I'm gonna go with my chicken next. Okay. My potatoes are done. I'm gonna check my veg in a minute, see how they are. Okay. Because again, I don't want them to be overcooked. I just want them to have a nice charred look on my veggies before I can start with my chicken. Okay. Oh yeah, my veggies are done. No, not yet. They got a few more minutes. I'm going to flip them around because my oven doesn't heat up evenly, so I'm going to switch my sheet tray. Okay. Yep. There we go. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go with my chicken now. Okay, my veggies are almost done. I'm gonna give them another 5 minutes. Right now it's like 20 till 11. Okay, I'm beating my eggs right now on my stove, on my countertop, because like I said, I'm gonna do two different kinds of chicken. One buttermilk, buttermilk and flour, and one with traditional seasonings. Okay, but I'm gonna season my flour right now with a little Miss Dash, a pinch of granulated garlic on my flour. I'm gonna throw some on my breadcrumbs too. Why not? Onion powder on my flour. Oh yeah. My breadcrumbs too. Okay. So I got garlic powder, onion powder. I have a little bit of Mrs. Dash on it. I don't know, if you haven't used it, I got them, I'm going to use them. And I'm going to do a little bit of, see if I have chili powder. I don't have chili powder, really? What kind of kitchen am I living in? Yeah, what kind of kitchen am I living in? I got Old Bay spice, all right. I'm going to do a little bit of Old Bay spice on my breadcrumbs, okay? You guys can season your breadcrumbs and you season flour however you want to. But again, don't use too much red spices because it might turn the color of your breading, okay? It's going to turn brown instead of golden brown, okay? And that's as far as I'm going to go with my spices. Okay? Oh, salt on my breadcrumbs, okay? I don't want to over-season my breadcrumbs because I don't want them to, I want it to taste the breadcrumb part of it, okay? I am not competing with Popeyes, not competing with Chick-fil-A or KFC, okay? This is Casa de Chef Miguel fried chicken, right, Chefy? Okay. Plain and simple. Once you guys feel comfortable using spices, then you can up your game, okay? But for now, let's keep it plain and simple, okay? Not overpowering. All right, I'm gonna remove my chicken from the brine. Okay, discard the brine, that is trash, don't need it, don't want it anymore. The brine smells good, nice and aromatic in the beer bomb. And the chicken looks tender. Maybe the veggies were tender too. So here's my chicken that I brine, okay? It's out of the brine, okay, guys? It's out of the brine. I got my chicken wing, my leg and drumstick, and my thigh meat and drumstick, okay? My oil, I'm gonna check my oil right now, see what temperature it's holding, because remember, I turned my heat off because it was about 360 degrees, okay? It dropped to 250, so I'm gonna heat up my oil before I start frying, okay? I'm gonna put my fire to low to medium because I don't want to go above 350 degrees. Well, that is heating up because right now it's sitting at 280. I'm gonna start with my my leg and my thigh meat. I'm gonna do buttermilk. So I got flour, seasoned flour. Okay, boom. I got buttermilk. Okay. Okay, nicely coated in buttermilk. Okay, and back up again in the seasoned flour. Okay. Yes, sir. Not yet. I put them in my pastry bag. Once they were pureed, yeah. Yeah, just put use the saran wrap method, like the bomb. Put it in my pastry tip and put them in my pastry bag and set them aside next to my stove top to keep it nice and warm. Now, I haven't assembled nothing yet, guys. I'm gonna assemble that in a few minutes. Okay, once everything's done. So, buttermilk is done. I'm out of the way. Okay. The next one, I'm gonna do regular breading procedures. Seasoned flour, egg wash, and breadcrumbs, okay? My drumstick, I'm dredging it in my seasoned flour right now, okay? Once it's thoroughly coated, it's being dropped into my egg wash, okay? Yeah, I love to use these little containers from H-E-B from the deli meat, the little disposable ones. They're perfect with this. Okay, it's in the egg wash. Now it's going to go to the seasoned breadcrumbs too. Okay, I'm going to roll it and coat it in the breadcrumbs. Okay. Some people get really hung out about the spices and flavors of the breadcrumbs. Okay, you know, if you're used to a lot of heavy dry herbs and spices in your breadcrumbs, go for it. But again, if you're not comfortable yet, go a little bit mild. Again, I add a little bit of salt, garlic powder, garlic onion. A little bit always spice, okay? Didn't want to go too heavy, okay? My drumstick and leg and thigh meat are thoroughly coated in drumstick is in breadcrumbs. My thigh meat is flour, okay? And I got a little wing drumette. I'm gonna do breadcrumbs. So flour, egg wash. Yep. I see yours, okay. My little wing is some breadcrumbs right next to my thigh meat, okay. I'm gonna wash my hands because I'm gonna go fry it right now. Okay, before I fry, I'm gonna check on my babies in the oven. Uh-oh, what'd you burn? Sound like a true kitchen cook. Cuts like a sailor. Okay. There we go. So let me check my veggies, see how they are, okay? My veggies done, I'm gonna take them out, okay? They're coming out. Oh yeah. Okay. Alright a top view of my veggies right here, okay, on my camera. That's what my veggies look like. I didn't get the nice char look feel of it because I think I had too much oil, so they look kind of like poached, okay? But they're thoroughly cooked. If I go any further than that, they're gonna be mush. I don't want them to be mush, okay? Okay. So that is resting. No. I didn't say that. No. Do not use the water from the potatoes for the gravy. You need chicken stock. Okay. So I'm gonna check my oil. Remember, it went up to 360. I shut it off because I needed to be less than that. It came down to 280. I'm checking my oil right now. It's sitting about 330. I might increase my heat. I want them at 350. Okay. Uh-oh. Oil was too hot. Uh-oh. Your fire alarm, your smoke alarm is going to go off. Okay, cool. Yeah, let it vent. Oil is now sitting at 340. Okay. $3.45 is rising slowly. Okay. 346. So I'm gonna remove my thermometer and I'm gonna get my landing for my chicken, because remember, it's not gonna be fully cooked to 165 in the oil. So I'm gonna have a little cookie sheet tray, another one with some aluminum foil. Again, I don't want to sit here scrubbing my sheet tray with chicken. Okay. All right. First things first. My buttermilk flour, buttermilk flour, chicken leg and thigh meat is going to go in. Okay. I'm dropping my chicken. Oh yeah. I'm watching it until it reaches 165 degrees internal Fahrenheit, degrees, 165 Fahrenheit internal temperature. So I'm watching my oil because remember, you got hot oil and you got a cold wet item. Okay, I don't want my oil to overflow and make a mess of my stove top. So I didn't have a lot of oil in my pan. Okay, I had maybe like about a quarter of oil in my little stock pot. Because once you drop it, it's going to erupt like a little volcano. So here's my chicken. It's frying. And I just want it golden brown. I don't want it no more than that. Just nice and golden brown. Okay, I can see my chicken start to look golden brown. I don't want to go further than that because I don't want it to burn in my oven, okay? So I'm going to remove my thigh meat from the oil, okay? Gently, okay? Gentle. I don't want to make a huge mess on my stovetop. So I got my tongs I'm gonna grab it nice and gentle, pick it up, let the oil drain on the back in the pot, okay, from the chicken, and then put it on my little sheet tray here. The coating stay nice and gentle on my chicken. It didn't fall off, nice and golden brown. That's what we're looking for. If you're gonna do flour, buttermilk and flour, it needs to look like that, okay? Nice and golden brown, thinly coated, not so heavy, okay? And the breading intact. Now I'm gonna go with my breadcrumb coated chicken, okay? I'm gonna drop it, the drumstick first, okay? Get that nice and golden brown, okay? Then just go with the flour, buttermilk flour. I just did mine to compare both. You can if you want to, if you got the product, and not just go with the buttermilk flour. I mean, yeah, flour, buttermilk flour. I just wanted, on my end, I wanted to experiment, compare both side by side. So my drumstick was not completely submerged into my oil because it's not deep frying. We're pan frying it. So I turned it once I saw the bottom start getting golden brown. I gently turned my drumstick so the top was in the bottom. Okay, roll it to the upside down. So every piece, every side gets nice and golden brown. It is golden brown now. I'm gonna remove it from my oil. Okay. So this is how my chicken looks like. My drumstick, nice and golden brown. Okay. You got the drumstick here with breadcrumbs. You got the thigh meat with flour, buttermilk, and flour. Okay, different textures. The last piece I gotta do is my little drumstick. I mean, my little chicken wing. It's heavy, almost like Thanksgiving. Tryptophan is gonna set in. I'll start yawning and want to take a nap. When they're nice and almost translucent, because you're not going to be able to get the charred look unless you got the broiler on. So when they're translucent and look a little soft, take them off, okay? $350. Okay. Chicken is now frying, the little wing section. I love chicken wings. Oh man, oh man. Okay, my chicken wing now is golden brown. I'm gonna shut off my heat of my oil because I'm done with it. I'm gonna take it out gently to drain the oil from the wing, and I'm gonna put it in my sheet tray. Okay, the oil is gonna be moved to the side away from everything else because I'm done with that oil. Okay, now here is my chicken. Okay, my right side is my, here up close and personal, is my thigh meat coated with flour, buttermilk and flour. Next to it is the drumstick coated with seasoned flour, egg wash, and breadcrumbs. Last one is a little wingtip, flour, egg wash, and breadcrumbs. Now I'm gonna check the temperature just to make sure at what temperature they are, trying to gauge the time, and they're gonna be internally done to 165 with my Amazon thermometer for 14 bucks, 12, 14 bucks, okay? My thermometer reads 111 degrees on my thigh meat. My thermometer reads on my drumstick 90 degrees, okay? So I got about maybe 10 minutes at 375 in my oven, okay? Right now it's about 11 o'clock. I'm gonna pop this chicken in my oven, let it go. While that is going, I'm gonna tidy up a little bit because the last thing I'm gonna do is my gravy, my pan gravy, okay? Yes, because it's not gonna finish cooking in the fry oil. Check the temperature when it comes out of the oil. It's gonna be below maybe 100, 110 degrees or below that, okay? So a good way to finish this in the oven to reach the 165. You do not want to get sick. How's everybody doing so far? How you doing, Chevy? Are you taking notes? Where'd she go? Good, Miss Chelsea. You may. That was just an idea, but it's your plate today. You have the freedom to be creative with your product today. Okay? Yes, sir. Yes. At least plate that, and then when you have your chicken, present your chicken on a clean plate. If you have anything left over, assemble it. If not, just present your chicken on a clean plate. But don't present your chicken on the pan or a sheet or the cutting board on a plate, okay? It's only been about 3 minutes. I'm not checking my chicken yet to reach the 165. I'm gonna give it a little bit longer, but I'm gonna tidy up here with my little cutting board. Okay. Sorry, if you did what chickens? It depends if you have a large enough plate to plate them both. What we don't want to, for you guys to understand is, what we want for you guys to understand is portion control. You've been to restaurant ops. Just think about portion control. If it looks good, one piece, leave it as is. But if your plate is not big enough, I mean, if it's big, then you can add 2 pieces. Okay, it all depends on your discretion. Just make sure that it looks presentable, and you guys know what we're looking for. Okay, as far as the presentation of the plate. So for this presentation, I only got 2 sets of plates. Well, I only got 2 plates, a blue one and a white one. I'm gonna use the white one because I got different colors in my veggies, okay? So I got my plate ready here on my table. I got my mashed potatoes nice and warm still. My veggies are done, okay? At this point, I am going to start with my gravy now. Okay? I'm gonna get that groovy gravy rolling, rock and rolling. So here we go. I'm gonna use the same little stock pot that I use for. By the way, this is a Polydine pot that I have. Polydine. Golden brown. Yeah, it might turn dark because the blood probably is leaking off the chicken, and that's going to give it a darker feel and darker look. They look okay, yes sir. I can see that from here. Okay. So I'm going to melt like about maybe an ounce to half an ounce of butter on my little Paula Deen stock pot. Okay. And I'm going to grab my AP flour, ready to rock and roll. I'm going to use about a tablespoon. How you doing, Chefy? Where'd you go? All right, cool. You taking notes? It's an easy day, really, guys. Look, it's 11 o'clock. We're almost done. We're gonna be done by 12:30, right? And the only thing we prepared last night was your brine for your chicken. Everything that we cut today at the same day, you know. Butter is melting for my pan gravy. I'm gonna grab my tablespoon measures. Okay. I'm gonna drop that heat to very low because I don't want my butter to burn. I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of flour, AP, and I'm gonna create my roux real quick here, okay? That's my roux, okay? Drop my spoons, go back to the dish, okay? So now, I got my chicken stock that is hot, okay? And I'm gonna add like about 2 cups of chicken stock, maybe a cup and a half. That's about it. I don't want to add too much, maybe a cup, okay? And I'm gonna mix here with the heat on high, okay? Right now it looks like water, but once the heat activates the gluten molecules of the pan gravy, it's gonna thicken up, okay? And also, if it's not too thick, remember, you're gonna hit it with a little bit of heavy cream. Heavy cream, once it starts heating up, it'll also add like a thickening agent, okay? So be careful the amount of roux you're gonna put in it, okay? Correct. Remember, it's veloute. The only difference is I'm adding heavy cream to my veloute, which makes it pan gravy, okay? So butter, flour, chicken stock, high heat, begins to boil, okay? It's gonna thicken up, okay? So I got about a cup. That is correct, okay? Because I want to take a look at the consistency of this veloute that is not too thick. It is nape that coats the back of a spoon light nape, not thick nape, okay? There you go, it's simmering. I can see the bubbles getting there. I got my heavy cream, okay? For about a quarter and a cup of heavy cream. Yeah, that's good, nice and nape. I'm gonna use about a quarter of a cup of heavy cream. That's it. That's plenty, okay? I drop my heavy cream on my veloute, and the temperature dropped. So I'm stirring a little, whisking a little bit, and I'm gonna let that come up to temp, okay? I might use my blue plate instead because you're not gonna be able to see my pan gravy on this plate. Yeah, I'm gonna switch plates. Okay, there we go. My veloute. They're focused. That's good. Because you know today is like it's the middle of week 4. We've done all these things before, so they don't have to follow me step by step, right? They should have the production sheet and the recipe, right? Because we did some of these things before, so we're kind of start to letting them go on their own. Still a little bit of guidance, okay? They're flapping their wings right now, right, Chefy? What else you got, Miss Trinity? You got your veggies going on, what else? Okay, cool. My pan gravy is not thick, a little bit thicker than the back of a spoon. That's how I want it to be, okay? That heavy cream, when it starts simmering, like I said, is going to thicken the liquid as well, okay? I'm gonna taste it. So, okay. Okay. There we go. My gravy is done. Groovy. My gravy's done. I'm gonna set it aside. I'm gonna turn my burner off. I'm gonna bring my veg and set them up this top hot burner that I just removed the gravy, and let my veggies come out to temperature. Okay. In another 5 minutes at 11:15, I am going to check my chicken to see if it has reached 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. A little bit of salt. Okay. Okay. Told you it was an easy day. It's not a hard day, guys. It's everything you've done before. I mean, you've done knife cuts with the veggies. You've done a vinaigrette. If you haven't, use it. You've done a French fry. You know how to fry. You've done a veloute, right? The only thing we haven't done in class is the regular breading procedures. You've done the mashed potatoes before, so this should not be new to you guys, okay? At this point, you already done it. You know what is to be done. You maybe had some challenges, a couple of mistakes here and there. So this is your time to refine those skills, and have a good day, have a blast, and good meal. All right, it's about 1 minute left. I am going to check my chicken. Okay. Let me see how the chicken looks like. Nice and golden brown. Oh yeah. That's the way. Okay. My leg and thigh meat, 174 degrees. That is a beautiful thing. Okay. My drumstick sitting at 165 degrees. Okay. My chicken is done. Took 10 minutes. Thanks to that brine. Yeah, guys. Thanks to the brine, it cooked faster. It tenderized the meat, okay? Now I am going to start plating up, okay? And again, at this point, you guys have the freedom to be creative with your food and plate up. Yes, sir. Gravy is just like your velouté from week 2. Remember velouté? About an ounce, 2 ounces of butter, melt it, add about a tablespoon of flour into the melted butter, mix until thoroughly dispersed, add your hot chicken stock, bring it to a boiling point, simmer it and whisk it until the no lumps of roux are visible and the bubbles start to come out slow. That means your velouté is thickening. Once it is completely thickened and not at the back of the spoon, you're going to drop about 1/4 cup of heavy cream and whisk it and then simmer it again, okay? By re-simmering it after you drop the heavy cream is going to act like a thickening agent. It's going to help thicken that gravy. Last thing you can do is just add a pinch of salt, and that is it. Okay. So I'm starting to assemble my plate right now, guys, okay? There you go, I got my zucchinis, I got my yellow squash, I got my carrots. Now I am going to pipe my spuds in the middle of my veggies. There you go, okay? So I'm only using 1 piece of chicken on my plate, okay? 2 pieces too big. That is it. My veggies are done on my plate. My potatoes have been piped. Now I'm gonna go with my sauce. Up in New York State, it's pronounced sauce, like they pronounce coffee. You would call it coffee, they pronounce it coffee with a K. Here's my sauce, okay? I am not gonna smear, I'm just gonna add a couple of dots, okay? I know I did a spoon last time, just a couple of dots is plenty, okay? There you go. Bada bing, bada boom. Southern fried chicken, it's done. D-U-N-N, done. Okay.